Former child star Angus T. Jones became a household name thanks to 2.5 Men. After 10 seasons of playing Jake, the half a man, he abruptly left the show. But where's he been since then, and what's he been doing? In the 2010s, Angus T. Jones started getting really religious. The actor did an interview with the Forerunner Chronicles in 2012 in which he discussed his literal coming to God moment, saying that he'd begun actively studying the Bible, listening to sermons, and searching for a church to attend regularly. After, quote, 3 or 4 church services every Sunday, someone finally recommended a Seventh-day Adventist church for the young 2.5 Men star. As he tells it, he was instantly hooked, as he explained to the Forerunner Chronicles, "I just loved it. It was so great. It was so clear, too." Jones even stuck to his new faith despite his family's concerns, admitting in the interview that even though they worried about him falling in with, quote, "those cults," he felt secure in what he believed. For him, the sermons he was hearing matched up with what he felt the Bible wanted him to know. Angus T. Jones finding God and joining the Seventh-day Adventist Church isn't necessarily a bad thing. The problem, at least professionally, was that the actor started publicly and passionately slamming his sitcom because of his faith. In an interview with the Forerunner Chronicles, he went so far as to say,
"If you watch 2.5 Men, please stop watching 2.5 Men."
Jones went on to beg fans to stop watching the show and to stop consuming what he dubbed, quote, "filth." And he didn't stop there. Jones continued to insult the show in the interview, claiming that any, quote, God-fearing person couldn't be on a show like 2.5 Men. Jones quickly realized the error in his statements after the now infamous interview sparked massive controversy. The young star even went so far as to backtrack his comments in a public statement, apologizing to his coworkers. Angus T. Jones took his religion one step further when he quit 2.5 Men at the end of season 10 because of his newfound dedication to his faith. Jones explained his decision to People magazine at the time by saying, "It was making light of topics in our world that are really problems for a lot of people. I was a paid hypocrite because I wasn't okay with it, but I was still doing it." When Jones decided he didn't want to be a part of the show anymore, 2.5 Men did a decent job explaining away the loss of its half. Jones's character, Jake Harper, went away to Japan, leaving behind his dysfunctional family.
Thing is, I'm gonna be going away for a while.
The show even replaced Jones in season 11 with Amber Tamblyn, who appeared as Charlie Sheen's previously unknown daughter. What did Jones do instead of acting in 2.5 Men? According to People, the young actor had big dreams of creating Bible-based stories and further sharing the Word of God. What does a grown-up child star do once he quits the show that made him famous? Go to college, of course. And that's exactly what Angus T. Jones did. After leaving 2.5 Men because of his religious beliefs, the young actor also departed the entertainment world to pursue a higher education. According to People, Jones attended the University of Colorado at Boulder in an environmental studies program. However, he changed his major to Jewish studies at the end of his freshman year, maybe to continue his exploration of religion. Though giving up fame and fortune for an average life as a college kid might seem silly to some people, Jones was right where he wanted to be. As he told People in 2016, "I was very confident at that time. Going to college was something I was really excited about." The child star was also excited to get out of the limelight and, as he told People, live a, quote, normal existence in which he wasn't always in the full spotlight of TV fame. Despite all the drama that surrounded Angus T. Jones' departure from 2.5 Men, it appears that there wasn't any bad blood between the young actor and the team behind the show that made him famous. The show's creator, Chuck Lorre, told Variety that Jones apologized for his comments about the show and that he and Jones were on, quote, good terms. Apparently, they were on such good terms that Jones was invited to make a special appearance as Jake Harper in the 2.5 Men series finale. Jones' character Jake popped up in the final episode just long enough to tell his family that he made a bunch of money in Vegas, married a Japanese dancer, and had a few kids, which was enough for the fans. According to Lorre, the audience response to seeing Jones was, quote, so loud and exuberant that the production team actually had to tone it down for the final broadcast. As Lorre told Variety, they were so excited to see him. It went on and on. It was like old times. After all the drama of getting involved with the Seventh-day Adventist Church, publicly calling out 2.5 Men, and leaving the show because of his religious beliefs, Angus T. Jones ended up backing away from religion, according to an interview he did with People in 2016. As he told the magazine, "Over the last 3 years, I've been involved with various faith-based organizations. Right now, I'm stepping away from the organizational business model programs." Jones also tried to explain his change of heart by saying that he wanted to chart his own course with an organization's, quote, stamp of approval over his behavior. The former child star also seemed a bit contrite over his past choices, telling the publication that he felt very sure of himself back then. This seems to imply that he's no longer confident in his beliefs, but confident or not, Jones did make it clear that he was moving on. Though Angus T. Jones quit 2.5 Men and enrolled in college, he wasn't totally done with acting. The grown-up child star made a special appearance in Horace and Pete, a 10-part web series created by now-disgraced comedian Louis C.K. about two brothers who run a family bar. Although the role was small, just a few lines, Jones' casting was deliberate. On an episode of the WTF with Mark Maron podcast, C.K. explained that he'd chosen Jones specifically because of his quote moral conflict with 2.5 Men. Fascinated by the notion that someone would choose to walk away from something that successful over moral convictions, C.K. drew comparisons between Jones and the character of Horace, and went to the actor with the idea. Jones agreed and took on the part. Like many child stars, Angus T. Jones left the acting scene and transitioned to a role on the other side of the camera. According to People, he got a job as the president of entertainment at Tonight, a live events company founded by Justin Combs, son of rapper and music producer Sean Combs. Combs founded Tonight in 2015, and Jones got involved in 2016 after meeting Combs through a mutual friend. Though the switch from acting to event production might seem random, Jones actually had a family connection to the business. As he explained to People, Jones' father worked in equipment rentals at events and festivals in the music industry, and he was excited to return to that world. One unforeseen benefit of Angus T. Jones joining the Tonight team was that it made him fully appreciate how amazing his time on 2.5 Men really was. As he explained to Billboard in 2016, "I am now fully understanding what people meant when they told me that 2.5 Men was one of the best jobs ever, if not the best job ever." In fact, looking back on how fortunate his time with 2.5 Men was, managed to get Jones thinking about getting back into acting again. As reported by People, Jones actually held on to his acting agent and even appeared in a friend's short film. But he didn't want to go too hard too fast. He admitted to the publication that the door was, quote, definitely still open for him to get back into acting, but he wasn't quite ready to give up the flexibility that his current job allowed him and commit to long-term filming again. Though Angus T. Jones might have hinted he would head back to Hollywood eventually, he doesn't seem to be in any hurry, especially since his sitcom-free schedule left him with plenty of time to hang out with his younger brother Otto. Not much is known about the young Jones other than he was a super cute kid and his older brother loves him very, very much. In fact, Angus T. Jones even told People, "Getting to be a part of his life is one of my most favorite things." Jones' love for his baby brother is also very apparent in the adorable pictures he posts on his Instagram. Whether they're sharing selfies or cracking jokes together, the Jones brothers definitely have their social media game down, and it's clear that their relationship is something the older Jones values deeply. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite TV stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.